The man in black fled across the desert and the gunslinger followed. Jack Torrance thought, officious little prick. Almost everyone thought the man and the boy were father and son. Once upon a time, not so long ago, a monster came to the small town of Castle Rock, Maine. The terror, which would not end for another 28 years, if it ever did end, began, so far as I know or can tell, with a boat made from a sheet of newspaper floating down a gutter swollen with rain. Hello. Stephen King is quickly becoming one of my favorite writers. How does he get you in those opening pages and those opening lines sometimes? Today I'm trying to figure out what makes Stephen King's beginnings so effective. And I think there's a few things. But before I get into it, I would like to preface this by saying this is just my opinion. There are three things I find that make Stephen King's openings so successful. First is something is wrong, something is off, something is unusual. The second thing is establishing personality, whether he's writing in the first person or third person, whether he's writing as Stephen King or trying to get into the head of his narrator. There is a feeling that we are inside the mind and experiencing the thoughts of someone who has a distinct personality, who's not just a robot. And the third thing is establishing point of view as fast as possible. There is an urgency to understand the characters, and the characters are put first. So let's look at Misery. Umber, one, yearn, umber, one, fine. These sounds, even in the haze. Okay. So that's one. That's like the first section. One and then two. All right. First off, we get the sense that something is off because it's a bit unusual to start that way. However, I think there is a strong indicator of personality in that brief little segment. That's just noise, basically. It presents a mystery. Okay, first mystery of the book. What the fuck is that noise? I don't know. I guess I better keep reading. And then it's so vague. These sounds, even in the haze. There's a haze, there is some perspective, right? We're in somebody's head. And it's very easy to just jump onto the next thing. First off, I really like how Stephen King will do this with his chapters. He'll divide them and number them too. I know a lot of writers do that, but it seems like something Stephen King does a lot, and it really helps keep the pace flowing. But sometimes the sounds like the pain faded, and then there was only the haze. He remembered darkness. Solid darkness had come before the haze. Did that mean he was making progress? Let there be light, even of the hazy variety, and the light was good, and so on and so on. Had those sounds existed in the darkness? He didn't know the answers to any of these questions. Did it make sense to ask them? He didn't know the answer to that one either. I think we already get a sense that there's some humor in this character, in this personality, where with somebody, it's kind of casual and personal, and we feel a personality on the other side of the page. The pain was somewhere below the sounds. The pain was east of the sun and south of his ears. That was all he did know. And I think Stephen King does this with a lot of his books. He will kind of throw a reader in to a situation, but what he never keeps or hides away is a character. Gives us this person to latch on to in the writing itself, which it can be casual, which can be, and these are just basic, I think these are basic rules for starting a good book. And I think any writer, if you're interested in writing, that Stephen King is a great resource to figure out how to hook your audience instantly. So anyways, those are my brief thoughts about Stephen King's openings, about Stephen King's beginnings. Yeah, we did it. Have a good one.